Everybody, today is July 7, 2018, and I figured I'd do an update on the GMC Denali road bike. This is a 2010 Denali road bike that I have done upgrades to over the years, including the Aeromax wheel set, Volta Corsa front crank set, STI levers, among other things. Bike has I can get around to it. A little over 5,600 miles on it, 5,620 about. The battery in the speedo died last time I went for a ride, so I had to ring-her to the odometer, which I remember what it was, so it's kind of approximate. But yeah, I don't ride near as much as I used to. I really need to get back into bicycling, but bike does need some work. The Shimano RSX STI levers I installed back in either 2013 or 2014. I can't remember which year. Heck, it may have been 2012. Sometime back when I got this set used off of Fleabay. It was the levers, the RSX rear derailleur, and a non-matching front derailleur, which was not the right size for this bike. Got them all for around $80, which in a way I think it was a good buy, in another way I think it was not so good buy. These levers, when I had first got them, they already had signs of wear on them. They were already well used. Like for example, the RSX stuff was already about worn off of them. So they already had some miles on them when I installed them. I've always had issues with them, particularly in wintertime. They were always failing to respond, and I had to keep lubing them up. These things are known to have issues, I think, over time. I mean, it is a 20-something-year-old set of levers. But so right now, the rear lever works okay, but the front officially has given up the ghost. Last week, no, it wasn't last week, it was a little while back, I went for a ride and decided to shift up into the highest gear on the front to get some extra speed. It went up there okay, but it wouldn't go out at all. It was stuck. It wouldn't go back down. So I had to limp the bike home in the topmost gear on the front. That was real fun. So well, I was able to get it out, but then it would not shift up anything higher than the first. So eventually I decided to screw it, and I took my screwdriver and set the limit up to where it was putting it back into the second ring. That's the ring I normally ride in. So kind of limp it around until I get around to replacing the levers. And I'm going to replace them here pretty soon. So other than that, the bike is done okay. I got out here so that way I could clean up the chain and everything. Got the chain nice and cleaned up. It's better than it was. It's been a while since I've seen how silver this chain used to be when it was brand new. Of course, I do regularly clean this thing over certain intervals. It's just been a while since I've done it in this case. So I'm going to be replacing these RSX levers, probably with Tourneys. I found some on eBay that are a 3x7 set, which is what this bike has in its original form, is 3x7. I think it's around $80 with free shipping. And then the Tourneys, the difference between these and the Tourneys is they don't have this for bringing the chain further out, but rather a clicker is up here, which in my opinion is not such a bad thing. And also the Tourney levers have visual indicators in them to tell you what gear you're in. So that's a definite plus there. It's better than having to look around and see what gear you're in, which can be kind of hard at night. But so yeah, I do actually do a lot of riding at night, and that's the lights that I use, which it's still a little light out right now, so it's kind of hard to see exactly how bright this is. But with that one in the rear, pretty well seen. I may do a video on bike riding at night sometime later on, just kind of a discussion about it. But anyways, turn that back off. The front light runs on an 18650 lithium-ion battery. The rear runs on 2 AAAs. So this one here will go for quite a while between battery changes, and this one here will go at least a few rides before I need to change out the battery and recharge it. So yeah, Going to be replacing the levers and replacing this bar wrap. That's going to be part of the procedure, and replacing the cables. Give it a nice little tune-up and overhaul. It's kind of in need of it. The Aeromax wheel set has been holding up very well. I believe the bike had around 2,000 miles on it when I installed these wheels, and they've definitely seen some abuse, including hitting a road defect back in, I think it was either 2012 or 2013. Yes, yeah, one of those years. Hit a big road defect, popped both tires. You know, it was that severe. Left my arm sore for the next few days, that kind of thing. They held it just fine at that, and of course, they've done just fine over the years. I recently installed this Z-Fowl smartphone bag. They had this available at Walmart for around $20. It has plenty of space inside for storage, and of course the phone goes in here. And what's nice is the phone touchscreen works inside of this. So you can literally use your phone. So if you're running your Strava app or whatnot, you're pretty much all set. So right now I have 3 bags on this thing. I'm going to probably be getting rid of this one here. It's the oldest one I have. In here is the spare tube, a CO2 inflator, and a tire lever. And this one here, of course, has an extra lithium-ion cell, copper mold, driver's license, all that good stuff. So, that was kind of a general update on this bike. It's been a while since I've done an update. Yeah, the bike's doing okay, it just needs some work. Again, need to replace a set of levers because the ones that were on there they just had enough. They were already used when I got them, so kind of be expected. The ones I'm getting are brand new, so hopefully they'll last many miles. Anyways, have you guys enjoyed the video? Thanks for watching.